In this video, I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best point guards right now in NBA 2K23 Myteam. As you guys know, over the past couple of weeks, we've been getting so many new point guard cards. I wanted to get you guys an updated top 10 point guard list and just re-rank the top 10 PGs currently in my team. So coming in at my number 10 spot is going to be the invincible LaMelo Ball. He's 6'10", 6'7" at point guard, 6'10" wingspan. But let me know in the comment section down below your guys' favorite and best point guards in the game currently, and of course let me know what you guys would change about my top 10. But at number 10 for invincible LaMelo is kind of crazy, and that just shows you how many great point guards we currently have in the game, and there's still way more guys that are honorable mentions that aren't even in this top 10 that are still great point guards. But yeah, LaMelo, an absolute beast at the point guard position. He's got such a good jump shot, and that's probably the main reason why I included LaMelo in my top 10. It's just due to that jump shot. Having LaMelo Ball base, LaMelo Ball upper on very quick timing is still a top tier jump shot for a point guard. And then he's also got the LaMelo Ball size up, Curry escape, and aim behind the back with the quick drops off 2, quick drops off 1, and also the front clutches. So he can slash to the basket, be a very solid defender at the point guard position, but mainly going to be a really good 3-hunting guard. And like I said, I think LaMelo is the 10th best point guard currently in my team. At the number 9 spot, I do have invincible MJ, 6'6" at the 1, 6'11" wingspan. I think MJ is still a top tier point guard in the game. Him and LaMelo very close debates. If you wanted to put LaMelo over MJ, I think it really just comes down to preference. For me, I like MJ's jump shot a decent amount. He's got the KPJ base. MJ upper kind of ruins the jump shot a little bit. It makes it feel more like Michael Jordan, but it's still not that great of a release compared to some other point guards in the game, but that's going to be on very quick timing. And then the best thing about MJ is probably going to be his slashing animations, his ability to get to the rim, number 1, with the great dribble sigs, the Steve Francis size up, the tray escape. He creates so much separation and is great at getting downhill, but then once he gets downhill, that's where he's super overpowered, getting those slashing animations where he makes crazy layups, he gets a lot of foul calls and ones, dunks. That's probably one of the best things about MJ. And also just his defense, like he gets crazy good defensive animations in the game. So I think MJ is still probably a top 10 point guard currently in my team. At the number 8 spot, this is where a lot of people might disagree with me on this top 10, is Anthony Edwards at number 8. I think Ant is amazing. I know a lot of people would maybe prefer like a Magic Johnson or an Anthony Black or maybe even a Ron Artest over a card like Anthony Edwards, because those are some cards that aren't in this top 10 that I think some people might think are better than Ant. I just really like this card, and that's why, a top 10 really just comes down to preference, personal opinion, because not nobody, because I'm sure there's some people out there that really like this card, but maybe not a lot of people are going to agree with Anthony Edwards in the top 10, but that's what makes my team unique, right? Because I like Ant a lot. He's 6'5" at point guard, 6'9" wingspan, and I'm sure you guys probably have cards like that where they may not be necessarily meta point guards, or you might the card you like might not be hyped up as much as you would expect, but like you still think they're really good. And that's kind of what I feel like with Anthony Edwards. I just really like that jump shot. The O'Shea base, John Wall upper on very quick timing is one of my new favorite jump shots in the game. He's got the tray fade, really good dribble sigs, and probably the best thing about Ant, just like MJ, is going to be his slashing ability. He's got the quick drops off 1, he's got the front clutches, so he's got the 2 best safe dunks, but then he also has those crazy dunk packages in between, like Ben Simmons, MJ, Giannis, Clyde, John Morant, Vince Carter, Shaq. So if I were to compare Anthony Edwards to MJ, I think they're very similar, obviously, because there's only 1 inch in a height difference and very little in the wingspan difference. Their stats are pretty much identical. Their badges are pretty much identical. Their defensive tendencies are the exact same pretty much. So it really just comes down to their animations. And I think Anthony Edwards has got the slightly better jump shot. I think MJ probably moves a little bit better in game. So then it just comes down to who's the better slasher and who's the better defender. And that's very, very close. So I do think Anthony Edwards is just slightly better than LaMelo Ball and MJ, making him the 8th best point guard in the game. At the number 7 spot, Amen Thompson, got to be in my top 10. I just absolutely love this card. Once again, Anthony Edwards and Amen Thompson, those are just like my guys. You know what I mean? Like the point guards that maybe not as hyped up, or a lot of people might not have them in their top 10 or this high in the top 10 list, but they're just cards that I really enjoy and cards that I think are top tier. 6'7" at point guard for Amen Thompson, 7-foot wingspan, and he can really just do it all. I don't see any flaws when it comes to an Amen Thompson card. He's such a good defender. He's got one of my favorite jump shots in the game with the D-Rose base, which has started to become my favorite base in the game pretty much. He's got the Curry upper on very quick timing, great dribble sigs, great dunk packages. I think he's just a taller version of Anthony Anthony Edwards with better dribble sig. So I think he moves better than Ant. I think he's got just as good of a jump shot, maybe even better, and he's just a little bit taller in game, making him a slightly better defender. At the number 6 spot though, this is the really close debate, I will say, between Cade Cunningham at number 6 and Penny Hardaway at number 5. I think that's such a close debate. I mean, Cade 6'8" at point guard, Penny 6'7", right? Very close in the wingspan and player model. For me, I just think Penny's got the slightly better jump shot and also slightly better dribble sigs, but once again, that really comes down to preference. I mean, both these cards have really good jump shots, really good dribble sigs. I think it's such a close debate. You guys can let me know though, what do you guys think's a better PG, Cade or Penny Hardaway? I think Penny just also moves a little bit quicker in game. If you guys have used Cade and Penny, I just feel like this card, well, I guess no one's used this Penny card yet because he hasn't released, but I think this Penny card, because of his animations, at least on his previous Dark Matter, right? This card moves so much faster in game than the previous Dark Matter Cade version, and the Penny Hardaway didn't even have that crazy of sig. So I think Penny's going to be slightly better than Cade. I think it's a really close debate. I mean, it's literally like not even, they're basically the same card is what I'm trying to say. I got Cade at 6 and Penny at 5, but let me know, who do you guys think's a better point guard, Penny Hardaway or Cade Cunningham? At the number 4 spot, I still got the hero Ben Simmons, 6'11" at the point guard position, 7-foot wingspan, still is easily probably the best defensive point guard in the game with a 90 block, 95 steal, 97 perimeter, 95 interior defense. He's super quick, he's athletic, he can slash to the basket, he's got pretty good dribble sigs, great dunk packages. It's just Ben Simmons kind of has a baited jump shot, so really excited to see once we get like an invincible or an endgame Ben Simmons card where he'll most likely be the best point guard. At the number 3 spot, kind of crazy to say, but I do have the hero Nikola Jokic, a guy that really dominated the point guard position since he came out on April. Like, he was a top tier point guard for so long in the game because he's 6'11" at the 1, 7'3" wingspan, an elite level jump shot for that tall of a point guard. Eric Paschal, base, Oscar Robertson upper, on very quick timing. He has great dribble sigs for a 6'11" PG with the Curry size up, the John Wall escape, day behind the back. He's got quick drops off one, he's got the front clutches. The main thing that he could get upgraded is probably his tendencies. Not that good at defensive tendencies, but his stats across the board are really good. He's a great defender, he can play make, he can rebound. He's got a great player model in game because he's more of like a center build. He's more of like a power forward center, obviously for his normal position. Like if you look at his Galaxy Opal cards, you know, or his diamond cards from previously in the year, right? Those cards were power forwards and centers, and he has like that type of player build, which can be super overpowered at that point guard position. But then coming in at the number 2 spot, this is the honestly very disappointing part of my team because Jimmy Butler at number 2 is an endgame point guard, 6'7" at the 1, 6'8" wingspan. Obviously, like I said, he's an endgame, so 99 every single stat, every single Hall of Fame badge, perfect defensive tendencies, and you could argue like almost perfect animations except for the jump shot, because I know a lot of people don't like the Sadiq Bey upper, myself included. But here's the thing, we got Jimmy Butler as the second best point guard, but at number 1, we got Luka Doncic. And you want to know the difference between Jimmy, and if you want to know the difference between Jimmy Butler and Luka Doncic, nothing. There is literally no difference. 6'7" for Luka, 6'8" wingspan. Jimmy, 6'7", 6'8" wingspan. Exact same weight, right? And that doesn't matter too much, but the exact same weight on the card, the exact same stats, the exact same badges, and the exact same animations. Like when I say exact, I mean exact. Like if you if you want to look through the animations, tell me something you see different. There's literally nothing different. You know, whether it's the dominant hand, like whether it's the post, whether it's the leaner, the spin jumper, the hop jumper, the free throw, the contested, right? Everything is the same about these cards. So like the best point guard in the game is Luka in my opinion, but then Jimmy Butler's at 2. So like they're tied for number 1. It's like 1A, 1B. You know, I guess some people might like Jimmy more because he might get better defensive animations just because of it. You know, he just in the past always gets really good defensive animation. So I don't really know how to rank these two cards. They're pretty much the exact same. But yeah, guys, that's going to be my top 10 point guard list currently in my team. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys would change about it, because I'm sure there's tons of different, you know, cards you guys would maybe include in this top 10 and just moving tons of cards around. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys would change about it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.